Kylian Mbappé appears to be reliving a familiar storyline from his PSG days as reports of dressing room tension at Real Madrid continue to surface across international media. There is a growing belief that Mbappé is increasingly frustrated with the current situation, inadvertently creating a tense atmosphere behind closed doors. Of course, these remain allegations at a sensitive point in the season, yet the sense of a club in turmoil is difficult to ignore. Real Madrid, historically the embodiment of dominance and control, now resemble a ship drifting in the middle of a storm. At the heart of the unrest lies a reportedly strained relationship between Kylian Mbappé and Jude Bellingham. According to Spanish media outlets, the two brightest stars in Florentino Pérez's galaxy have clashed over tactical responsibilities and on-pitch commitment. Bellingham is believed to be among the few players willing to openly question Mbappé's work rate and defensive contribution in high-stakes matches. That honesty may have struck a nerve with a player long accustomed to being the focal point. As a result, the atmosphere at Santiago Bernabéu Stadium has grown increasingly tense. In many ways, Madrid now seem to be experiencing the very issues that once plagued Paris Saint-Germain during Mbappé's tenure. Looking at the current La Liga campaign, it is evident that Real Madrid are no longer genuine title contenders. Pride, rather than silverware, appears to be their primary motivation. A string of disappointing results, including a frustrating draw against Real Betis, has all but extinguished their championship hopes. The team's inconsistency raises legitimate questions about Mbappé's true impact within a collective structure. Historically, Luis Enrique had voiced similar concerns during his time at PSG, frequently pointing to Mbappé's reluctance to defend and his preference for individual expression over tactical discipline. At the time, such comments were met with skepticism. In hindsight, they appear increasingly justified. PSG have since evolved into a more cohesive unit, with players like Ousmane Dembélé thriving within a system built on balance and collective responsibility. Individually, Mbappé's numbers at Madrid remain respectable. His pace, finishing and ability to decide matches are unquestionable. However, the broader issue persists. Can a team built around his style truly achieve sustained success at the highest level? At international level, within the France national football team, teammates are willing to sacrifice for him. At Real Madrid, a dressing room filled with elite egos, that dynamic is far more complex. A major tactical concern lies in the positional overlap between Mbappé and Vinícius Júnior. Both naturally drift toward the left flank, often occupying similar spaces and disrupting attacking fluidity. Managers, including Carlo Ancelotti, have yet to find a definitive solution. Some analysts have proposed a radical approach, selling Vinícius to restructure the attack around Mbappé while recruiting a traditional centre-forward such as Victor Osimhen to provide a focal point in the box. A 4-2-3-1 system, with Mbappé operating from his preferred left channel and a true number 9 leading the line, could offer greater balance. Should a figure like Jose Mourinho take charge, such a profile reminiscent of Didier Drogba would likely be a priority. However, convincing Mbappé to adapt his role or sanctioning the departure of a player like Vinícius would be a significant challenge. Club legend Karim Benzema recently highlighted the core issue, a lack of cohesion. According to him, success is not built on individual brilliance alone, but on unity and collective sacrifice. Real Madrid were once synonymous with late-game ruthlessness. Now, they increasingly find themselves on the receiving end. This is no longer an anomaly, it has become a recurring pattern. Meanwhile, the gap to FC Barcelona continues to widen, amplifying frustration among supporters worldwide. Ironically, when Mbappé arrived in 2024, many predicted the dawn of a new era of dominance. Despite early silverware such as the UEFA Super Cup, the trajectory has since declined sharply. Elimination from the UEFA Champions League and failures in domestic competitions have exposed a side that no longer strikes fear across Europe. Blaming the manager alone oversimplifies the problem. The deeper issue lies in squad construction. Difficult decisions may be required even if that means parting ways with key stars to rebuild a truly cohesive unit. If no action is taken, consecutive trophyless seasons could mark the beginning of a far more serious decline. Regardless of how much truth lies in the rumours surrounding Mbappé, one reality is clear: the harmony at the Bernabeu has been disrupted, All eyes are now on Florentino Pérez and the board to see whether they can steer the club back on course before it is too late. Another trophyless campaign would strike at the very heart of Real Madrid's identity, and the backlash from the Madridistas would extend far beyond the media.